All right, welcome back to saltwater fly tying. Today we're going to tie a what I'm calling a chubby bunker or chubs. Um, we're going to use 1/0 Gamakatsu saltwater hook, some Steve Farrar's kinky fibers. I got a mackerel one here, white here, but I'm going to let you in on a secret. If you really want to look good tying flies, Filson vest, right here. Blue Filson vest. I've got a couple of them. I got a blue, I got a charcoal, I got an olive green. When it gets warmer, I got these are wool, and then I got a cotton tin packer one. Trust me, little secret. Has absolutely nothing to do with your ability to tie a fly, but you might look better doing it. So what we're going to do is tie some of this white right down the middle. What I like to do is keep it whole. So I want to tie this one kind of short and fat. So we're going to just start here. Give it like 3 or 4 wraps. Bend it back over. Give it like, again, 3 or 4 more wraps. Figure out your length. Give it a little tapered cut. And we're going to be doing a lot of trimming later, so don't worry about it. The tag ends, tail, if you will. Got to repeat it kind of on the bottom of the hook. What we really want to do is just cover up as much of the shank and the actual hook as we can. So we're just busting all this on like that, making sure it's laying pretty naturally. Little Zabagap. Just do this periodically throughout, just a little bit, just to give it a little backbone. Boom, 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 boom. So something I learned the other night that seems to work quite well is kind of doing the top and the bottom simultaneously. So you get a balance and you don't wind up with a section of the hook where you just got a bunch of thread tied and you can see it. So what we're going to do, and you may have to nip this as you go through, but I'm going to keep tying some white on the bottom now. So I'm going to give it a little white here. Bring this back down to the bottom, get it out of my way. Pull it forward a little bit just to minimize your waste. Bring it back to mackerel now to start on top. Same idea. Don't be afraid to go thin because you're going to do multiple layers. So, got about that much. So I'm going to tie this on top. I like to give it 3, maybe 4 wraps. Shorten this bobbin up. Now I'm going to come back over with that. Cinch it down. There we go. Tag this one under now. If you can, kind of split the hook with those fibers. Tighten it up. There's that. And we're just going to repeat that a couple of times. Probably do it about 6 times on top, 6 times on the bottom. Grab my top mac. Just a light taper as we go. And I don't know if you can see that, but I kind of got it tapered before I tie it. So again, minimizing waste, maxing what you can get out of this stuff. There we go. Pulling it forward just a little bit. Cool. Doing the same on the bottom. Tapering as we go. Get it on top like that. Just give it a couple of turns, pull it back down under. Keep going, and you're inching your way forward with the material. There we go. Repeat on the top. Going a little bit shorter with each section. Clean out the mess I just made. Like that. There we go. Because it's so long right now, I'm going to tie this back over, then I'm going to go back under with the white. Got a little bit of bushy stuff there. Balance, check out both sides, make sure you're not neglecting the far side. Grab some more white. Under. Pull it down, move it a little bit forward. Down and split the hook. There we go. Let's give it a little. Cut these guys off here. Boom. Little douse on each side. Grabbing my top mackerel, little gentle taper. Get that started again. Inching forward. 1, 2, 3. Clear it off. Taper the bottom. Repeat down here. Again, just creating a little bit of my natural taper before I tie. Make sure we keep these on the right sides, top and bottom. There we go. Back on top. Give that a couple more. There we go. Maybe a couple more. Want that to sit just a little bit more against the, there we go. Coming down below. There we go. Nip some of this brush out of here. Boom. Taper. I'm going to set that down here. I'm going to use that in a sec. Taper like that. I like to finish it on the top. So I'm going to tie my last bottom bunches. now so that I'm just behind the eye of the hook. Pulling it down, making sure it spreads around nicely. There we go. Gotta go. And see how this is sticking out a little bit like that? We're gonna catch it. We finish this. A little bit there. Bringing it back. There we go. Now you get the bottom snugged. Finishing the top with Chubbs off here. Oops. Don't worry, you're not gonna break it. Try not to stick yourself with the point of the hook. All right. Nice. All right, so I'm just gonna tie a couple quick hitches here. Like that. Give it a once over. Don't worry, we'll be trimming it up in a sec. Pushing it up a little bit. Cool. See if you can find that vise again. There it is. Now we're going to use our Solara's thin formula. Goes a mile. Sets up super fast. Not like the days when we used to use epoxy, two-part epoxy. You have to mix and you put these things on a wheel and hope to God the wheel didn't stop overnight as it was drying. You wind up with a lopsided, lumpy fly and nothing. There's that. Nip that off there. Flip her around. Put a dab of this on the bottom. Surprised I didn't need these clickets yet. There we go. Now I can actually see. You get that. Already set up, beautiful. Alright, there's that, there's that. This is the fun part. You get to add the eyes. I think these are 5 millimeters. Lay your vise flat, flattish, whatever. Look at both sides. Figure out where you want it. I'm going to put it kind of near the middle, a little bit high side of middle, right near the front. Squash it on, make sure you like it. Check it out from the front. I like it so they're headed in just a little bit like that. If they're out like that, the fly's going to probably swim pretty unnaturally. You want it to look like a wounded baitfish, but you don't want it to look like just a bally yarn plopping in the water either. There's that. Get a good mental picture where this is. You can always check the front. Another dab will do you. lay it on there. It should stick if it's, these don't weigh very much. So you can kind of bring it up. Get your alignment pretty uniform, best you can. Seal it. Cool. Give him a little manicure here. Boom. And then last thing I like to do right here in between the eyes is just put a little bead of this down. I'm going to turn it so I can see what I'm doing. Put a little bead down there, not so much that you're going to push down the fibers, but just give it a little bit of strength in between the eyes. Dry it up. And this light will actually penetrate the kinky fiber so that you can dry it from the back too, from behind the eyes. Yeah, it's dry. Just be doubly sure. Check it out. Take a couple of these little stragglers off. There we go. Get rid of that one. There she is. Probably have some of these come out. That's fine. There it is. So I'm just going to taper it just a little bit. Take just a tiny bit of this off the end so I don't, well, so that I can reduce the number of short strikes I get, because I'm guaranteed to get some. But I don't want to make it look like it came out of a machine, right? So there it is. You see he's got a lot of girth. That's why I'm calling them Chubbs. That's nice. Now, little trick. You want to get a better appreciation for what it's going to look like in the water. Over here off camera, I got just a little Tupperware. There's some water in it. Drip it so I don't make a pool on my workspace. There she is. Or he is. Now I just gotta wait 6 months for the albies to show up and go down to the Cape and hope I find one that likes the look of this sucker. So anyway, the big lesson today, if you take anything from this, Filson Vest. Cheers.